The radiator's bent back. Looks like small pieces of gold. I guess I could still cock it up. All started so promising. But yeah, I can't lie and say that I'm not disappointed, but it's not the end of the world. Still got us health, haven't we? We're getting tired of it just looking grey. Welcome to the first video in a rebuild series for my MK7.5 Golf R. The short of it, I was in an accident, I bought the car back, and we're going to be fixing it. So we're going to be putting a steel sump on the car. I know it's most likely not going to be straightforward, but it's been long overdue for this car to be popping and banging all over South Yorkshire. So that's the plan. Obviously the radiator's bent a little bit there, or the intercooler, sorry. I don't feel like that's the end of the world. You can let me know if I'm wrong. But I've started to pay more attention to like structural bits, bent back. I'm going to know more when I get the front bumper off. That's the plan anyway. But for now, all the bolts are out of the sump. I just need to get a hammer so I can tap at it to get it to come loose. Right, I'm chalking this up as a massive success. A really minuscule amount of metal flaking. Looks like small pieces of gold. Really, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it in the camera. You can see it vaguely around here. In the oil itself, it doesn't look like there's much mixed into the oil. The reason I'm chalking this up as a success, there's no rusting inside the engine, which is huge. If that had been rusted, that would have been problematic at best. But no rust, minimal metal flaking in that oil pan. To me, that's a good sign that the engine should be okay. We'll have to see. I'm chalking this up as a win. So I've not finished yet. Obviously, I've only got that sump off. I need to get the new sump on. I guess I could still cock it up. I've just finished cleaning the surface before fitting the sump to the car. Around here you kind of get like this grime, so I've tried to clean it so that it's as flat as possible, so when I put the sealant on and then press the sump, there's no leaks or anything like that. Making progress. Like Michael Jackson. Right, so all I'm doing now is refitting the oil level sensor.
Wrong. That's what you should be doing. What you're actually going to be doing is wasting the next 3 days waiting for a plastic sump to come because the bolt snapped on the metal one. Better luck next time, champ.
Right, all started so promising. So we've finished up. We've had to put the metal sump on the car. There's no sealant or anything like that because it's not staying on. It's just to go on and protect the inside of the engine until we get all the logistics sorted. Essentially what's happened is either there's a problem with the torque wrench or there's a problem with the sump itself, or maybe I've been a little bit too anal about sticking to torque settings. But I've torqued it to 9 Newton meters, which is what everything online says to torque the oil level sensor to, and unfortunately it's just ripped the screws straight off the sump. So now we kind of sat here not knowing what to do, having to go back to the drawing board. I think the plan from here is going to be to order a plastic sump, so then that way I can utilise the magnetic drain plug that I've got, but it's a bit of a bummer. It's not the end of the world though. Obviously when you're dealing with cars you expect some stuff to go wrong, but we've basically spent all day to be back in the same position as when we first started. Maybe not. Obviously there were questions about, is the inside of the engine going to actually be rusted? At least we've got those questions answered. Everything looks good. There's no metal fragments inside the oil in the sump that we've taken off, so that's a bonus. So now we can go and crack on with fixing everything. But yeah, I can't lie and say that I'm not disappointed, but it's not the end of the world. Still got us health, haven't we?
346 minutes later.
So I've ordered a plastic one. This is what we've got. So I've ordered a plastic one. Good part about that is I can use this magnetic drain plug, which I wanted to use anyway. So we're going to get back under the car. We're going to get the temporary sump that I've put on just so the underneath's been covered up while I've been waiting for parts, and we're going to get that off. We're going to get the new one on, and then we can crack on with getting some oil in car. But yeah, it should come together a little bit more today. The other day I washed the car, you might think that's a little bit pointless, but it's been a while since I washed it, so I felt the need. I was getting tired of it just looking grey. But yeah, so I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get this new sump on. I'll be back, obviously, if I have any more problems. Right, I'll see you in a sec. Right, so all we've got to do now is the final stage of rebuilding the sump. So we've got the oil level sensor, and I've got a new gasket for this. I'm just going to put some fresh oil on it and then refit it back to the car, and then we're done with the sump. We can crack on with getting oil in it, we can crack on with cooling and other issues. Right, that's the oil level sensor oiled. It's ready to go back on the car, and then I can plug it back in. We're just about finished with the sump. If you've enjoyed following along with this video and you're looking forward to seeing what the Golf R is like when it's finally back on the road, like, comment, subscribe. You have no idea how much it helps out. Also, hype the video. It's a new feature on YouTube. It'll just push the video to a larger audience. The more people we can get viewing along, the faster I can finish this rebuild series, the sooner I can crack on with creating more POV drive content. But thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support, the comments. Take care. Drive safe.
Sweet.